Hey class, I'm responding to the video of what is your purpose or gift? How will you use this in your strengths to impact the lives of your students, athletes, clients, and colleagues? Um, so I feel that my purpose or gift is to lead and to help those who are troubled, whether it's youth, adults, just help lead them in the right direction. And I believe it originated, when I was a middle schooler, kind of freshman, sophomore year of high school. I had friends who weren't getting in the right things and who were kind of steering off in the wrong direction, and they were troubled youth. But at that time, I didn't understand. They didn't, uh, the troubled homes they were living in. Education wasn't important to them. They'd rather be, they would prefer to be doing something else. And at that age, I was already trying to assist them and pointing them in the right direction, and always being that person to say, "Hey, I don't think that's right." And to a certain extent, they would listen to me, and I think that's where I found my purpose in life, and where God kind of steered me in that direction to say, "Hey, Noel, I think you're out here to help people." And then when I hit high school, I felt the person that I really connected with was my high school cross country coach. I felt that he was always there for me, and I felt the compassion and love that he put into the sport, and not only the sport but into us. And that's what ultimately led me to want to coach, or to have an interest in coaching, to impact the lives of the students and athletes that we have. And I started coaching at 19 as a head cross country coach at 19. Really young, but I wasn't afraid to lead. I had the confidence, I had the courage. I did fail a few times, but from those mistakes I learned. And now in this current time and era, I'm a guest teacher now. I'm helping people out in the classroom as well, not just student athletes. I'm also part of the youth master plan here in the city of Indio. Just kind of finding an outlet, and designing surveys, and seeing what the city can do for our youth, especially for our troubled youth that have issues at home, that we're trying to keep them out the streets and keep them busy here. So as a commissioner for the city, we sit down with a group of colleagues, and we discuss what can be done in our city to see what we can accomplish, and really finding some positive insight for these youth to function on. and and even with clients, I used to have private clients, training for endurance events. And I try to go beyond just the aspects of coaching and the sport itself. I try to find an inner light within them to really believe what it is that they're doing, and who they're doing it for. Um, I think my experience is volunteering also, like for our local missions, feeding those who are in need, taking our youth groups, such as our teams, to volunteer has been a big impact in my life, and those who we're helping. Uh, and I think God just He had a purpose for me to lead youth, and just to lead those who are in need, and really look out for the well-being of others. Um, and now that I'm in the classroom, I see a different perspective, a different angle of students, who are really troubled and who are really having issues. And as a teacher, I sit down with our admin, and we really try to kind of figure this thing out, and figure out policies, and if certain policies apply to these individuals, or if policies should be rearranged for that reason. Um, and I think, so as a young child, just growing up, I think that being the leader, and having the confidence to do so has been my purpose or gift that God gave to me. And now I'm just kind of building upon that foundation by continuing my education, getting more experience from being on staff now at the high school. Just connecting with everybody, networking with all the people I know. Really putting myself out there to really establish myself as a leader from what I built upon, in middle school, just simply helping a friend or two out with suggestions. And that's, in reference to the Proverbs 19:21, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. So that was just my calling, and I felt that that really stood out to me. Just going out there and being a leader, um, and that's that's God's purpose for me. So yeah.